Welcome to Milk Crate Moments within the Simply Biz Beans podcast. Get ready for some bite-sized pieces from your host, Kerry Zarb, that's me, and or the amazing Kim White. We often feed off of each other in a combo of pulling up our milk crates or soapboxes in other conversations. These sparks in time are what we want to share with you as often as we can. As Princess Kim would say, buckle up. And I'll say, let's go, it's coffee time. I love everything bite-sized. Now, let me just frame this for a second. Kerry is 5 foot nothing, like literally, I think there's like maybe a quarter of an inch or something, like it's nothing. I'm 5 foot. Something that I've adopted over the years is embracing my shortness in the sense of I just love everything small. Like as soon as it's miniature, if they bring out a new chocolate bar, but it comes in a little bite-sized piece in a little share packet, I want all the little things. Like I absorb the little things in life. And one of the things that I've adopted likewise when it comes to finances is those little pieces. Don't look at the big picture. Don't get overwhelmed by what can feel like this enormous space. Let's actually embrace a little bit, just a little bit, and think about how that can look. And immediately what comes to mind, because in the My Sexy Business in the month of January, we're working on mapping. And mapping is all about breaking it down and making sure that we're focusing on the right thing at the right time to build our business, grow our business, progress, move forward, move the needle, all of those pieces. And the same applies to your finances. If we look at the big, where we want to be with our finances and we go, okay, I want it on this amazing platform and I want everything humming and singing and the angels and everything just works brilliantly. Well, we need to get there, and it's going to take those little bite-sized pieces, whether it's the way we're organized, maybe it's what we're doing, maybe it's how we feel about our finances. All of those tiny little pieces, like a recipe, Kim, don't you think? Like when we think about cooking and bringing things together in a recipe, you need all the right ingredients to bake a beautiful cake. It's the same thing. It applies to everything, but especially for the finances, because I'm finding, and I'm hearing this a lot, that people aren't comfortable with the numbers. They're not comfortable with, it's even an ugly word, finances. Like it sounds a little bit ugly as well. So when you think of your business finances and getting in control of your business finances, those words alone can be so overwhelming. We're like a deer in headlights. We sit there and go, where do I start? Where do I begin? How do I get there? What's it going to look like? What if I do this? What if I do that? Maybe I can do it this way. Maybe I can do it that way. And we can send ourselves into this horrible kind of space of, what's the word for it? Like paralyzed. We can actually paralyze ourselves by looking too broad, too big, too far in the future.
Oh, I think it's so true, Kerry. And, we have been doing mapping and we have been doing those things. But, Kerry, I think finances are something that paralyze a lot of people. It's easier to ignore them, or it's easier, or we feel like that anyway. It's easier to not deal with them than to handle them. And it does, when you are paralyzed like that, you lose the control of what is possible and what you could be doing. And I feel like that's what you give for us, Kerry. You help us be confident in, here in Texas, we'd say take the bull by the horns. And even if it's one tiny thing at a time, we move forward on those things because we don't stay paralyzed. We don't stay stuck.
Well, Kim, and I will confess that I am probably a recovering grab the bull by the horns kind of person, and still a work in progress. There's many a time that I will sit here in my office and go, oh, there's a shiny unicorn. Let me grab the tail and let me go on the adventure. And that adventure sometimes can look so big and audacious and so, sometimes completely out of reach, where we can't even imagine getting there. We feel like there's so many steps involved in something, whether it's new to us or something that we've just kind of been knowing that we've got to take care of for a while and we haven't quite got our head around it. And again, coming back to looking at that bigger picture of what this is, this beast of a thing. It might be your finances, it could be something else in your business. Just break it down, little tiny pieces, a little bit at a time. Spending half an hour on your finances a week or a fortnight, depending on the size of your business, just setting a schedule to even look at your bank statement, to even consider what your expenses are, breaking down your subscriptions as we do in this community. We've saved over $53,000 by looking at the little tiny pieces. $5 a month on this, $10 a month on that. It all adds up. And you may not have many. You might find you've got 3 things in your recurring payments. However, again, those 3 things might be a critical piece of your business finances. So, making yourself a cup of coffee and sitting down and looking at your bank statement and being able to identify those tiny little pieces to start the process of breaking it all down into bite-sized pieces can really make a difference.
Milk Crate Moments is brought to you by Kerry Zarb, your financial designer, making business finances as simple as enjoying a cup of coffee.